All right, folks. When you hear something about what is gonna be the next prediction on the market, and then you hear something else, and then you hear something else, and then you try to connect these three, and you see that these three kind of predictions are pointing to the same direction, well, you can't help but also pay attention to it, and that's why I want to bring something to you. It's a research from Market Watch, and this is going to be interesting for the AMC holders. Why? Because this guy is the technician who called the 2020 market bottom. Is now saying a shocking rally is in store. Shocking rally is in store. If I pause here, a shocking rally is a synonym to what? Short sellers getting burned. Short sellers getting burned means what for AMC? It means the price continuing to rise and rise and rise, exactly like these rockets, skyrocketing and shooting to the moon. Now, before we get all excited, let me share with you exactly what his, kind of process behind this is. Well, we all know that so far, people have been taking money out of the market because of fear of recession, especially driven by high inflation and what the Federal Reserve is going to do as a response, etc., etc. Everything that we already know. Now, if by comparing what he's done or what happened back in 2020 when he actually called the bottom of the COVID market shrinking, he's saying that over the last 6 weeks, equity redemptions, meaning people selling, have totaled $46 billion versus $90 billion when the COVID outbreak first became apparent 2 years ago. According to Sean Darby, chief equity strategist at Jefferies. So you could see the argument on why markets may not have plumbed their depth. Noted that technician Tom DeMark, who called the bottom in 2020 after COVID emerged, disagrees. The founder of the DeMark Analytics, known for advising hedge fund managers like Paul Tudor Jones or Stephen Cohen, told Fundstrat head of technical strategy Mark Newton that key markets are on the verge of reversing. Let me pause here. We're not talking about anybody, we're talking about somebody who's an advisor to hedge fund managers like Paul Tudor Jones or Steve Cohen. These are guys that are heavyweights in this Wall Street game. Now, DeMark's indicators are designed for anticipating turning points to find overextended price moves in either direction that reversed. So the guy is now saying where we currently are sitting, we might see a strong and a sharp rally, retracing the whole S&P 500 all the way here to 62%. 16% rally from where we're standing, maybe to the 4,400s. Now, DeMark, the same guy, is saying that we will see one more sell-off with a close below 38.63 before a shocking rally leaves the index between 4,400s to 4,500s. The fundamental implications, if he's correct, will be that the inflationary drivers of energy and commodities are peaking. In other words, inflation is decreasing, and when that happens, people will start buying back into the market because what was causing them to take money off of the market is now less risky. Inflation, recession, and everything else. Now, what that means if this guy is correct, which, he has strong credentials of being correct, well, we may not be sitting in these prices in AMC for too long. There is no time date here, but everybody is now calling on the market bottoming. And if that's the case, people who came into the stock, like the short sellers who came in here maybe around 20, maybe around $15 a share, are now sitting on a gain. But when everybody puts the money into the market back again, at some point, you cannot hide again as a short seller because everything is against you. Even if you are up 20%, those 20% gain can evaporate in a matter of minutes because this type of shocking rally, according to what this guy is calling on to come next for the market in the US, there's going to be no place to hide for those. And when that happens, we all know how AMC can react to this, especially if you kind of go back to what I said in another video when, about Kevin O'Leary comments on what something big might happen in the next 10 to 20 days. So if you haven't watched that video, please pause this, go ahead and watch that, because if you take this one and that other one, both are connecting the dots to the same direction. We're heading towards something really, really interesting. Not know exactly when, but doesn't change the fact that it's coming.